Hi everyone, welcome to Stampin' Storytellers. I have another fun project using the Pansy Patch stamp set. This time I am focusing on the die. So I have pre-die cut my pansy pieces. So I have two single petals and then one of the double petal, the majority of the flower. Then I have coordinating edge pieces. So I have two for the single petals and then one of the larger one. This is the center detail in the very center of the flower, and then I have a granny apple leaf and then actually the small detail leaf. Then I'm also going to use these hydrangea, I don't remember what they were called now. These pearls that they coordinated with the hydrangea suite. This is what they looked like. So there was 4 different colors, and we're going to use the dark gorgeous grape ones today on this card. So to get started, I have a Highland Heather card base, and I'll fold that on the score line. Then I have a layer of basic white for the inside. I will show you what's a good way to use that white piece in a second. Then I have a layer or a stitched rectangle embossed with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. I will, oh, I didn't want to do that yet. Scratch that. Don't put adhesive on that. We need a scrap piece of paper and your Highland Heather ink pad. I'm just getting too excited. Your Highland Heather ink pad and this small pansy, just the outline image is this one. We're going to stamp in the background around where that rectangle is going to go. So I'm actually going to stamp 2 times and stamp off, and you'll see that when you do that you kind of get this funny effect, and normally I'd say this is ugly because that's not what you want. You either want it to be all dark or all light. But for this background effect, I want both. So I'm not going to pay attention to where my line is getting cut off. I want it to have kind of a marbly look. And if you don't want that, then of course, just pay attention to where you're stamping off. Just like that. So that kind of looks fun. Then I'm going to take this stitched rectangle and place it right in the center of all those pansies. And then doesn't that look cool with the little marble pansies in the background? So you can let me know whether you actually liked it or not. That's a good deciding factor of how I did. Then I have this awesome die. These dies coordinate with the Color and Contour stamp set. So a quick commercial break. I know you can't see these very well. I do this when I'm designing classes to see which stamps I've used and which ones I haven't. So I stick them on the front of my case. So this is the stamp set. It's all a photopolymer stamp set. And you'll notice our new ones actually have all the images on the inside paper panel. So you can just stick them on. I used to glue dot or put my inside panel piece in there. I'll take my art gallery stamp set. So they used to have, oops, now I won't be able to get it out. On here, your stamps came on this heavy piece of plastic, and I used to take them off that and slide it in between the DVD case and the sleeve, and then I can see where my stamps were supposed to go. So now it's kind of like I get to skip a step because they've already done that for me. So you still have to take them off the clear plastic sheet and stick them on here. But now I won't lose that clear plastic. How fun is that? Back to what I was meaning to show you is these are the dies that coordinate with that stamp set. So you have different, they're all scalloped, but they have different details on each size of layer. And these are definitely a must-have. There are two dies that specifically cut out this flower and this flower image, but the rest of them are just detail. So even if you don't want the stamp set, definitely worth having these dies. So that layer is out of, this one is Melon Mambo, and we'll add that to the center. Next I have the next smallest one, and I've embossed that with the mini embossing folder that comes in a 2-pack. Is this embossing folder, and it comes with one other one. They're made specifically sized for the mini machine, but of course they work in your larger machine still. And I'm going to adhere that on this way, because this little section I'm going to stamp our sentiment on, and that is going to be Happy Birthday in Gorgeous Grape ink. Just like that. This is another one of my minimal stamping cards, but I am showcasing the dies, so that is an added bonus. So now on these dies, you'll need the detailed image or the detailed section for each die, and you'll just want to tack it on. You could also use those fun adhesive sheets that we have in the catalog. They're on the adhesive page, and I think they're on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss page as well. So I'm just going to line up those pieces there, and then you'll have 2 of this one. And line that up on that petal. And one more. On this one. Oops, now I have so much glue. Another good way to do that is to put a big glob of this on your silicone mat, and then you can sponge dauber on your detailed piece, and then you don't have so much glue on your fingers. But I did it, and I do that all the time, so I know I'll survive. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on closer to the smaller petals and stick that on right like that. Then this one and this one. Tuck one on that side. Tuck this one in on, oops, that side. Then I have my leaf I can add, and this is, there's 2 leaf sizes. So there's this large, oh, it kind of looks funny. The dies, there's a large leaf and then there's the detail leaf, and I'm using the small detail with the large leaf, if that makes sense. So it just pokes out there, and again I have too much adhesive, but that's okay. Then that I'm just going to tuck in like this, so. Then I'll add my center detail piece. Like that. And then that tiny, oh my goodness, my fingers are so sticky. Try that. Then on that tiny little piece, I'm going to cut a tiny little piece of dimensional, just a tiny little edge piece. A mini dimensional is even still too large. That's why I'm using just a tiny little piece. And stick that down. And this little center, goes on there right like that. Then we have our gems or pearls. And you could use whatever gems or pearls, rhinestones that coordinate with your color scheme if you weren't going to use purple. I don't really like that one there, but maybe I can move this one. They are stubborn. There. That one on the white layer. Perfect. So look how fun that card is, and it's really focused on all of those awesome dies that coordinate with the Pansy Patch stamp set. And again, just choosing the sentiment. Now for the inside, for length of video purposes, I'm not going to stamp these, but I'll show you what I did on the front of this one. Is little pansies on the inside. So I used the same outside, or the detail image that we used on the front of the card on this border. So I used that one, then the 2 leaves, then the inside, the smallest inside in Gorgeous Grape ink, and then this tiny little center in Daffodil Delight. And that really ties in the big die cut pansy in with some stamped pansies on the inside. So I hope you like that idea and that card. I also added some Wink of Stella on just the center of the flower and the leaf on my sample card as well. I hope you enjoyed that card today. If you are interested in a Pansy Patch online class, my class packets will start shipping the end of May. This is how they come. So you'll get, this month is actually 6 projects. All of these are die cut pieces. I don't do any of the stamping. I have done a lot of the pansy die cuts for you so that it makes it quicker to assemble all of your cards. They come in a packet like this with a video tutorial for each one. If you're interested in that, please just message me or comment on the video and I will send you all the information and get your shipping address and your payment information to either send an e-transfer or I can do a PayPal invoice. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my card using the Pansy Patch stamp set. You can shop my online store from anywhere in Canada, stampinstorytellers.stampinup.net, as well as my blog, stampinstorytellers.blogspot.com. Thanks so much, and we'll stamp with you soon. Bye!